Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a Psalms 119 morning. Guys, let's go to verse 116. Uphold me according to your word, that I may live, and do not let me be ashamed of my hope. We're going to just focus on the word uphold. Over there in Hebrew, it says stay, establish, steadfast. But I'm going to talk about that word stay. Do you remember when I read Regency books and they're putting on their stays, those things in their garment that holds them in? We call them waist trainers today. But I began to see how it comes in and you're just saying, look, God, you know what? I want to live. I want to live well. Because the same way they wanted to look good in those dresses. But I need some discipline in my life. I need you to uphold me. I need you to be that source for me that establishes me. And guys, that is discipline. So during my time this morning, I have my concentration time. And I was listening and focusing in on the word. And for the first time I heard over in Hebrews, it's over in chapter 12. I think it's verse 11. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget it. Verse 11. And it says, for the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, until later when it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness. The peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. Guys, do we allow ourselves to be upheld? Sometimes in that season of discipline and girding up and being made uncomfortable, it will begin to train that waistline. Even by that, you're not even taking in as much food and you begin to train yourself, right? So that the end result can be better. God's word is like those stays were to the lady in Regency time. It's like the waist trainer to those of us. Allow God's word to come in here. And guys, that word sometimes it's hurt. It's salt in a wound. It don't feel good. It seems like it's restricting me from the very things that I want to do that I don't need to do because he already knows what's best for me. But do you want some of that peaceable fruit? Allow him to uphold you. Allow discipline to come in. And my daughter was the perfect example of this and made that Hebrew 12 and 11 really come out when she was telling me about my grandbabies. And she was saying, Mom, I'm teaching my children that discipline is not only when you get in trouble. Discipline is not a negative, but it's also a positive if you embrace it, the things that it would yield, because they had done some things in that front room and really organized it with the shelves in their play area. And I was like, this is really nice. And she was like, yeah, because they have to walk in a discipline. They can't just throw their things out. It's that time I'm now telling them you can yield some fruit from discipline that will pay off if you will abide by it. These are some things that you can enjoy better. What about you? Are you allowing God's word to come in and discipline you? Are you allowing it to even make you uncomfortable for a season, just a season, that you might reap a harvest? Guys, there's some things out there that you're missing the joy because you refuse to endure the struggle. As y'all keep hearing me say, you can't go over it. You can't go under it. You've got to go through it. Find your joy in the struggle and allow God's discipline to reap a harvest in your life. You better take that and run with it. I am Joy K. Massenberg, your morning motivator, serving you a hot cup of inspiration so you can be productive and a joy to someone else. And you heard me say my morning exercise, my mental exercises that brings in focus and concentration. Maybe you need that in your life. Maybe you need to be made uncomfortable in some places so you can reap some fruit later. Then go to the website, www.joykmassenberg.com. Go ahead and book your Zoom call today and allow me and the mindset coaches at JKM&A to come in and support you in your journey to be productive. All right, guys, y'all have a wonderful day. Love ya.